I tell you, man, this film was an eye opener. It really, really was. Let's jump into the review right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today, we're going to be reviewing the film The Novice, which is making its world premiere at Tribeca Film Festival 2021 under the U.S. Narrative Competition category here. So, I don't really know what drew me to this film, but I don't know what it was. But when I watched it, I thought one thing, and after I watched it, I was just kind of like, wow. Because this film was really unique. It was really unique. The fact that it is premised around sports, the fact that the kind of the long line with this film, I really don't think nothing lives up to its expectations until you actually watch the film and really are just kind of blown away about everything that happens. Because I don't know, maybe I just wasn't ready for all the events that was to occur in this film. But Isabelle Fuhrman, who plays Alex Dahl, she's this queer freshman in college, and she joins the road team. So she's on JV, which is called the Novice Squad there. But she quickly is moved up to varsity. And in order for her to really claim that she deserves to be there, she goes overtime in everything. I mean, when you talk about dedicated, there's this, and then there's her. She is just beyond determined to prove that she belongs. And I mean, she puts in the work, and she doesn't let anything jeopardize it. She gets a love interest. That means nothing. She works 2-a-days by herself. I mean, the 6 a.m. session is by herself, and then she works out with the team later. But no one asked her to do that. She asks the coaches for the keys in order to do so. And here's the first thing. Rowing, I always thought it was a really beautiful sport as far as the coordination, and just so I'm so fascinated about just the coordination and just, I don't know, maybe just how fluent it looks in the water. But I never really understood the sport. So being able to get a glimpse of that sport and how grueling the training is and how competitive it is either. I mean, even teammates were really ferocious towards each other. So kind of getting a glimpse of that as well as some of the terminology of the sport, I thought was really cool. But following this character Alex and seeing how determined she is and how much training it takes for her to really be one of the best on this team, it's really, really like mind-blowing. Because I mean, she goes far, and when I say far, she goes beyond far, both physically and mentally, and she does everything to accomplish her goals here. And I gotta say that Isabelle puts on a fantastic emotional performance, because when I say like she goes far as mentally and physically, she works herself till she basically passes out, and she puts her body beyond its limits, as we see. But at the same time too, while all this is happening, there's really good imagery that goes with it as well. So the visuals were fantastic, the cinematography was really good, and the score was my absolute favorite. The score really, really complimented a lot of the scenes in this film that really took things to the next level. And like, while I still got a little bit of glimpse of this sport, I also still want to know more. So I felt like it told enough at a novice level, pun intended, but it drove my interest to wanting to know more. And I think that's part of the job here. If you're going to introduce this sport in this capacity, then I think you don't want to like tell it all. I think you want to give enough so that you can like, you know what, that does look interesting, or maybe I will join the team. And I really think that just how they spotlighted the sport, the training and everything, because man, I was really mind blown about it. And honestly, I really need to see the behind the scenes of the making of this film, because my golden question is the training that went into this, because I couldn't even imagine what they had to endure in order to prepare for this film. And because of the visuals we see in this film of them actually using, the row machine, which is one of my favorite machines to use in a gym. And by the way, I learned a lot of tips and tricks as far as technique by watching this, so thank you. But considering that we're getting visuals of them just completely drenched in sweat, I want to know the behind the scenes. I want to see the behind the scenes footage of them training for this, because I imagine it was probably some of the toughest training involved for film, period. And it really, really does look that way. And then one thing they always talked about is how cold the water was, and I at times felt really cold just because of the visuals, how cold they looked. But, you know, it's much like sports like bowling, where people said, like, oh, that looks easy. And stuff like this, like, oh, that looks easy because it's not football, or it's not soccer, or whatever it may be. I really like how they was able to give a glimpse into this world to really show you, like, the dedication and training needed for it. But, yeah, the score was fantastic. Some of my favorite parts of this film was really done with a really strong presence of the score along with the visuals. And it just really... put a lot of the scenes in further perspective of the things that was going on. And then Isabelle's performance as Alice is fantastic. And I mean, she gets beyond committed to this. And to the point that she appears to have a mental breakdown. So, like, this is the needle I'm talking about being pushed here. It ain't just training. It ain't just trying to be the best. It's going beyond that, to the point that she's willing to risk everything around her, friendships, her own personal body, everything, in order to be the best. And the message is strong, but seeing this is it's really a mind-blowing thing. So yeah, this was The Novice. I thought this film was fantastic. I really enjoyed getting a glimpse into the world of the sport. Again, Isabelle's performance is really well, and there's a lot of other complimentary characters I thought she shared the screen with that they did really good job. As well. And overall, I thought this film was definitely it caught me by surprise, because I did not think I would like it this much. So, but yeah, totally check this film out. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about this film, and as always, folks, stay tuned because we got more reviews coming very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.